Hey guys, God bless. JWE Revelation News, no joking around another time. Because when it's spiritual matters, I don't fuck around. And yeah, I cuss. If you don't like it, too bad. Sorry. It happens. Paul cussed too. So, I need to make this video because there's people that think, or they would assume that I still support Vonhelton. Because why wouldn't I? If you guys don't watch Shanny's live streams, why the hell would you even know about this? So there's this guy, his name is Vonhelton on YouTube. I have given him money in the past for gifts for his kids. This is not to prop myself up. This is just to tell you, okay? Because it's out there and it's true. I have helped him out, and I supported him 100% in the past because he's a truther. He's told the truth about a lot of conspiracy stuff. And I like people that are willing to come on the internet and tell the truth. I'm just with them, you know. They're my brothers and sisters. But the problem with Vonhelton is we came into this problem again where he's like a child and comes into a room and he thinks he's just going to have fun and maybe not have some hard questions to ask because he's a public figure, which he is. If you've had 11,000 or 12,000 subs on YouTube, at that point you are a public figure. So if people come to you with questions, you can say, I have no comment. You can say, I don't want to talk about that. But you can't act like a child and go, you're letting my haters in again, blah, blah, blah. This is what he says to us. And now is accusing us of the reason why he lost his children, which is absolutely insane because the school called the police and CPS. The school called them because his children were dirty, smelly, and not taken care of. That's why Vonhelton lost his children. And it's happened now, I guess, 11 times. Okay? So no, me and my wife are not the reason he lost his children. And no, I no longer support Vonhelton. And here's the reason. A few days ago, it might be close to a week now, my wife told me that Vonhelton was now actively putting hexes on us. And I said, wait a minute. That's impossible. Von is a white witch. He doesn't do hexes. That's not his thing. It's bad witches and warlocks, the types that were killed in the Old Testament and also killed during the Puritan times, burned at the stake. That's a black witch. That's not a white witch. The ones that do hexes and shit, they're not good news. They're bad. Okay? I was okay with Vonhelton saying that he was a white witch doing like his nice little flowery witchcraft that try to help people out and stuff. That's cool. All right, I don't attack witches like that. Vonhelton is no longer a white witch, if he ever was. He said the proof that he was a white witch is, well, look at my pinnacle. If my pinnacle's pointing up, that means I'm serving that. I'm serving above, not below. So I'm a good witch. Yeah, no, you're not. If you would ever put a hex on anyone, I don't care, and especially a person that actually clothed your fucking children, Von, you're going to put a hex on a guy that clothed your children and tried to get them gifts, and then you buy computer parts with the money. Yeah, that's what he did, folks. I gave him money to get to clothe and give gifts to his children, which he did. But he saved quite a bit of that money to get some stuff for his computer. So you judge a tree by that fruit. He won't take all the money and buy stuff for his kids. He'll take that money and buy computer parts for himself. So if you want to call this a Vonhelton exposed video, you can. Because this is a testimony from a man that actually helped him. And then he goes and throws black witchcraft hexes on us. Yeah, he's demonic. He says he's a white witch, but he's not. So this is to say to Christians, do not trust Vonhelton for anything. I gave him the benefit of the doubt in believing that he was a white witch and not a black witch, but he's proven himself to be not that, not a white witch. Because white witches don't deal in hexes. They just don't. They do prayers of blessing and healing, and there's binding spells to stop people from doing what they're doing. If it's hurting you, you cast a binding spell to stop that individual from doing what they're doing. That's different. That's not malicious. That's protecting yourself. Well, hexes don't protect, Vaughn, and you know that. Hexes are meant to hurt. So Vonhelton is a fraud. He's a black witch that would have been burned at the stake in the old days. And he's not a good dude. That's the Rev. That's me saying that. I'll never trust him again because I think he's into black witchcraft now. That's all I had to say. I had to tell my audience, if you support Vonhelton, I'm not telling you not to, but you need to know this part of it. As a Christian, you need to know it. That he's willing to put a hex on a Christian man that helped him. What will he do to you when the time comes? Peace.
There we are, folks, ladies, gentlemen. Thank you for joining me this evening. I had a little time to squeeze this one out. Well, the straw that broke the camel's back. It wasn't losing the kids 11 times. It wasn't defrauding him for money. It was the fact that he lied about being a white witch. That was the deal breaker there, folks. I hope you're all having a good evening. We're going to sit down now. We just wrapped up Rage Fest 2020, a 3-parter. And yes, there has been a lot that has went on since that. I mean, the internet moves fast, my friends. We know this. And so does Vonhelton these days. He's put out quite a few videos this week for us to check out. But I decided to go with this one. We're going to do a little reaction here, a little sift through of this little gem that he put up on Facebook the other day, a day or so ago, called Curses. Now, if you want to watch this uninterrupted, it has been uploaded to YouTube by Schneider's Handyman. The name of that video, I believe, is Vonhelton, Dark Wizard, Slanders His Families with Lies. So you can watch it in its full uninterrupted glory if you wish, but we're going to take a little trek through this. Now, this is a 40-minute video, so I've sped it up. It's in the name of transparency. First things first, let's crack this open. So apparently Vonhelton has clued in. I've just watched the first part of this. I haven't made it all the way to the end. Here, let's get into this. Oh, it's like an angel dancing on the tip of my tongue. That is the hex remover right there, folks. Not too shabby. So apparently Vonhelton has clued into the fact that we are all actually patrons of the dark arts, I should say. And that we have been systematically, over the course of many years, placing curses on him. So I don't want to waste any time. We're going to get right into this. Like I said, I have sped it up for your viewing pleasure. Thank you again for joining me. You know the YouTube drill. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And thumbs up the video. Here we go.
Alrighty, folks. The little red sign says we are live, we are live, we are live, and it is so. I just want to jump in briefly and discuss the pieces of garbage that are on the internet saying that I will never get my kids back, that, I'll never see my kids again, etc., etc. And I want to address that because these people are scum, first of all. I mean, who says that, folks? Let's be honest, okay? Look me in the eye and tell me who says shit like that. Who says you will never see your kids again? A piece of shit. That's who says that stuff, okay? A piece of shit says stuff like that. Real Americans, real parents, real people don't say shit like that to someone, okay? So these people are scum right off the bat, right? Of course. Real people don't say that, okay? So that's number one. But number two, I want to, the title of this is called Curses. And I want to make it abundantly clear because it needs to be said because nobody's saying it, so I might as well say it, right? The important thing to get from all this, you know, because I know people by now have seen on the internet, they're saying it over and over and over and over and over. What is that repetition for? Is there a reason? Yeah, repetition solidifies something in this plane of existence. Okay, because what they're doing is they're putting a curse on me. Okay, that's what the repetition for, and that's why they're spewing it out of their mouth like they are. You'll never see your children again. You'll never see your children again. You'll never see your children again. And that repetition helps to manifest that wish that they have into reality. It's a form of witchcraft. It's a form of magic.
Now, my many years on the internet here, folks, you know, this is not my first rodeo. We've all been around the block a few times. And not just Vonhelton, but I've seen many characters here on the interwebs try to get out in front of something, try to put out some foreshadowing, try to lay down the foundation of their next big lie to explain something that's coming up that's going to be embarrassing. For Vonhelton, it's going to be the admission that he's not getting his kids back. So he is effectively laying that groundwork of both blaming Shani and Rev and also actually trying, this is probably one of the more desperate attempts to get out in front of something that I've even seen Vonhelton do, but he's actually trying to convince, I don't know who exactly he thinks is watching his video that this is going to matter to, but he's actually trying to convince people that the reason he's not getting his kids back is because trolls on the internet have used black magic to place a curse on him. Just so we're all caught up here. Just so we're all this. Anyways.
As somebody who is a practitioner of magic, I should know. Okay, so, but yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. They're putting a curse on me. They're saying, you will never see your kids again. Who the fuck says shit like that? Okay? Only evil people say shit like that. Okay? But you'll notice on the internet, no one's calling these trolls out on their bullshit. Not one person. Not one person is getting in these trolls' face and say, you're the evil one, not Vonhelton, because you're putting a curse on him, telling him that he'll never get his kids back. No matter what you think Vonhelton might have done. You know, these people are actually saying I molest my children, folks. They're actually saying that shit. These are sick motherfuckers. And it's Larry Frost, Jim Frost, Ronnie Ray, and Marcia Frost that are leading the charge on this shit. My mother's own supposed family, who I now know aren't even blood to her. They're not even relatives of hers. They're way out there, distant fucking relatives. Might not even be a relative. They're so far out there. But they're going to get on Facebook and they're going to tell these trolls on the internet that I don't deserve my kids and that I'll never see my kids again. Okay, that's what's happening. That is literally what's happening. And by now, my lawyer is subpoenaing the Facebook pages of Larry Frost, Jim Frost, Ronnie Ray, and Marcia Frost. And they will show up in a future court date. Watch it happen. Okay, you don't get on the internet and say, and put a curse on me saying I should never see my kids again, I'll never see my kids again, I'll never get my kids back. Okay, you don't do shit like that. That's sick and twisted. And not only that, it shows that you don't give a fuck about anything. And therefore, Larry Frost, you deserve to lose your children. If you're going to sit there and say, I don't deserve to see my kids ever again, don't be surprised if the gods I serve make sure you never see your kids ever again. Because that's how this shit works, okay? The gods I serve actually react. They don't, it isn't some pie in the sky like the Christian God is.
I always find it interesting that people like this have this concept of divine fairness, right? It's kind of built into their psyche, into their whole belief system, and I really believe it's one of the driving forces of their belief system, is that there's this weird, twisted sense of fairness in the world that if you get in shit for something, you should be able to get someone else in shit for something. And first of all, life isn't fair. It doesn't work like that. And this concept of because they said bad shit about you, that you can somehow, anyways, I'm just going to cut through it because we all get it, right? You lose your kids because you're a shitty parent. Now, if you can prove that someone's a shitty parent and those kids deserve to be removed, that's one thing. But just because you're a shitty parent and you got your kids removed doesn't mean that one of the people that commented on it deserves to have their kids removed because that's fair. Like, this is just lunacy, right? This it's just asinine. Anyways, I know you all get it, but, I'm just saying what we're all thinking, I guess.
Where he sits on his ass and does nothing. Because let's be honest, folks, where is the Christian God in all this? Shouldn't he have responded by now? Shouldn't he have done something by now? I mean, 2 destroyed marriages, 2 dead children. Where the fuck is the Christian God? Oh, he's on fucking holiday. He's not available right now. Sorry, guys, he's not available right now. Okay, so, the gods I serve are legit, they're real. They're going to do something, okay? What I do not know, nor do I care, because it's not my place to tell God what to do, or gods in my case. It's not my place to tell him what to do, right? But I think, in fairness, I mean, because what do we hear from these fucking Google Hangouts? Fairness, fairness, fairness. Okay, fairness says that if you get my kids taken away by CPS, you should lose your kids by CPS.
Yeah.
That would be fairness, right? Yeah.
Yeah, of course that logic doesn't follow at all. No, if you... anyways.
Moron knows what fairness is, folks, okay? So here we've got my mother's own family, alleged family, because we now know they're not family to my mother at all. The only connection that they have to my mother is that my mother's maiden name was Frost and their last name is Frost. That's it. That's it. They're from a half-brother twice removed. What does that mean, folks? That means they're so far out there in the distance that they're probably not even relatives at all, if but a little. Okay, so, and they're certainly not blood. They are not blood to my mother at all.
So what does that say about Vonhelton's character in real life? That his own mother would actually rather trust people by Vonhelton's description, barely related, over her own son. Let that sink in for a second.
Okay. But what is Jim Frost, Larry Frost, Ronnie Ray, and Marcia Frost doing, and Millie Frost? What are they doing? They're running around claiming to be related to my mother, aren't they? Yeah, you know why? So that they can get her shit. They can get her money, they can get her property, they can get everything, because they're claiming to be a relative. See, because they know, according to Kentucky state law, only a blood heir is entitled to the property. That's it. That's Kentucky law. That's a fact. You can look that up. Only a blood heir.
Well, unless it's stipulated in the actual will that there are other wishes, which is the problem, because Vonhelton has been trying to get power of attorney over his mother. Why? So he can change the will. It's been pretty obvious for months now. He's spilt the tea on himself many times about this. And it's looking like Vonnie's all his little plans and backup plans are kind of going down the drain here, and he's sounding kind of desperate.
Is entitled. Okay, so that's why they're claiming to be related to my mother, so that they can take this property. Okay, that's what they want. All right. Anyways, back to my story. They're sitting there putting this curse over me, and that's why they're getting the trolls to say it over and over and over again, so that it'll manifest into this realm and become solid and become fact. Because see, if you say something over and over, what did Joseph Goebbels say? What did Joseph Goebbels, head of propaganda for Adolf Hitler, say? He said, say it often, say it repeatedly, say it over and over again, and tell as big a lie as you possibly can, because we'll get the people to believe it. That's Joseph Goebbels said that shit. The propaganda minister for Adolf Hitler. He said that. Look it up. Okay, so these people are putting a curse on me. That's what they're doing. They're putting a real bona fide curse on me. You will never see your children again. Larry Frost, Jim Frost, Ronnie Ray and Marcia Frost, and Millie Frost. They are saying this on their Facebook pages. You will never see your children again. Well, what is that? That's a curse. And no nice person ever says shit like that anyway. Okay, so these people are fucking evil. They run around claiming to be Christian. Is it Christian to destroy someone's marriage? No. Why? Because the Bible says that God is the one that puts marriages together. So if they're destroying someone's marriage, what are they doing? They're backslapping God right in the face, aren't they? Well, we have a word for that, folks. It's called blasphemy. All right? That's what it's called. It's called blasphemy. When you go directly against God's word, you are committing blasphemy. All right. Is there any forgiveness for blasphemy? No. No. No, there isn't. There is no forgiveness. In fact, Jesus doubled down on it. He said, not only is there no forgiveness in this life, but there's no forgiveness in the life to come. So Jesus doubled down on it. All right. When you destroy someone's marriage, you are literally blaspheming God. Because it's God that puts the marriage together. It's God that brings the children. It's God that establishes the family. Okay? So when you decide you're going to destroy someone's family, like Jim Frost told my mother to call the sheriff out to arrest my now ex-wife. Okay? That I was there when it happened. I was literally sitting in the living room when he did it. When you do shit like that, you are literally blaspheming God. For real. Okay, so is Jim Frost going to heaven? Fuck no. Is Larry Frost going to heaven? Fuck no. Is Ronnie Ray and Marcia Frost going to heaven? Fuck no. Is Millie Frost going to heaven? Fuck no. Not according to the Bible. According to the Bible, when you commit blasphemy, you're not going to heaven. There is no forgiveness in this life or in the life to come. Jesus said that shit, not Vonhelton. Okay, so if you're going to sit there and claim to be a Christian, well, you're pretty much wasting your time, because after you commit blasphemy, that's it. You don't get a chance to go to heaven. You're not going anywhere, Slake. You're going to be stuck here on earth. And that's a fact, Jack. Okay, so this is a curse, isn't it? They're putting a curse on me. You will never see your children ever again. You know, you won't. And what did the troll say in that live hangout? Oh, we're doing this so that you'll never get any money. We're taking the kids away so you won't have any money. Well, that's kind of stupid, because I do got money. But it's the idea of it. It's what they're doing. The reason they're going, so we found out through these live hangouts that the reason they're going after my kids is because they believe that if they take the kids away, I won't have any money, right? Okay, so it all becomes crystal clear now what they're doing. And we know why the Frosts are constantly calling CPS. They're constantly calling CPS in the hopes that I'll get angry and I'll fucking leave the property, and then they just come in and take the property by fiat. Well, I'm not leaving the property, and I'm not going to give up my constitutional rights. And every one of these people that is attacked and destroyed my family and my marriage is going to go to prison for it, ultimately. After I sue the shit out of them, of course. Then they're going to prison, okay? Because when you get on the internet and you plot to destroy someone's marriage and someone's family, you are the lowest of the low. You are a fucking maggot. at that point, all right? Did Jim Frost come into my mother's house and tell my mother to call the sheriff to have my ex-wife arrested? Yes, he did. I was sitting there when it happened. And my mom got up. She went grabbed the phone, called the sheriff. Deputy sheriff comes out. And Mom was screaming at him. I know people in Rockcastle Church heard it. She was screaming at that deputy. Get her off the property now. Well, what is that? That's demonic activity right there. Boom. Demonic activity. Okay, for real. You should have seen her face. You should have seen the anger in her face, the blood red in her eyes. She was literally livid. All right. And the deputy sheriff, the poor deputy sheriff, I felt so sorry for him.
And remember, Von's not a Christian, right? But I like this little revisionism here, a little new spin on this part of the story of the poor old deputy sheriff.
Because he got in the cruiser and he looked at his computer. He said, "Ma'am, she's not guilty of anything. She hasn't broken any laws." See, Jim Frost went and lied to my mother. He said she was breaking the law.
Well, if she wasn't breaking the law, then why was she removed? The reason she was removed is because she was breaking the jeepers, what do they call it down there, an OOP or something like that? I can't remember. But that's what happened. And basically, I think just Von got sick of her and used his ma kind of as the catalyst to get her hauled back to the Who Hatch family, or I can't even, the funny farm, basically. If I remember that correctly. Something like that.
Supposed to be here. Total fucking lie. Deputy goes in the computer in his car, checks. And so she wasn't breaking no laws. We had just gotten out of court. So I know she hadn't been breaking no laws. We'd just gotten back from court. Okay, but see, Jim Frost wanted to destroy my marriage because he believed that if he destroyed my marriage and kept calling CPS out to the house to steal my kids, that I would get angry and leave the property to him, and then he'd just come in and take it by fiat. Well, that's not going to happen, Jim. That's not going to happen, Larry. That's not going to happen, Ronnie Ray. Sorry, guys. You're not getting my fucking property. Sorry about your motherfucking luck, bitches. And you're going to go to jail for it, too, after I sue you, of course. I'm going to sue the shit out of all of you, and then you're going to jail, okay? Because what you're doing is evil, what you're doing is unconstitutional, and what you're doing is a violation of not only Kentucky state law, but federal law as well. And you're going to find that shit out, too, okay? But that's where we're at, folks. That's where we're at, ladies and gentlemen. They're putting curses on me to try to destroy my family, for real. For real. And like I said, my lawyer's already subpoenaed Facebook for Larry Frost's page, Jim Frost's page, Millie's page, and Ronnie Ray and Marcia's page. He's already subpoenaed Facebook for those pages. And he'll get them, okay, because Facebook's going to comply with the law. Okay, they just are. All right, so, just keep in mind what's coming in the future there, guys, okay? You mess with the wrong person, okay? You really have. You mess with the wrong person. And it cost me my marriage, which should have never happened. That should have never been allowed to happen. But see, all through this fucking timeline, I can go back and look where it should have been stopped by someone and nobody stopped it. Okay, so everybody's got a piece of pie in this. All right, and everybody's going to pay for it, too. Everybody's going to pay their share, okay? But I wanted to get this out that they're now putting actual legitimate curses, because when you say that, okay, let me double down on this. Let me give you a good example of what I'm really talking about. Let's say you go to your kid, and you say to your kid, "You'll never amount to anything. You're a piece of garbage. You ain't never going to be anything in life. You're a fucking loser. I hate you." Okay, what are you doing to your child? You're putting a curse on them. In fact, you're putting a life curse on them, because you're the parent, they're the child. And when you say that to that child, you are literally putting a curse on that child. And that is a life curse. That is a curse for the rest of their lives. Now you say, "Well, Von, you're a sorcerer. You're one of the most powerful sorcerers there are, probably. Surely you can do anything." No, actually I can't. A curse that powerful, a curse where a parent curses their child to be poor or to be destitute or to never amount to anything, not even I can lift a curse like that. I don't believe.
Not even I, one of the most sorcerers that are on the face of the planet, folks. Wow, we've got to get a magical duel, between King Cobra and Vonhelton. It's got to happen. We've been saying it. We've put the bug in his ear. Wow. Not even Vonhelton can remove a curse like that. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm sure speaking like that to your child is very detrimental to their self-esteem, and no doubt will influence the direction their future goes in. But yeah, I think Vonhelton kind of self-professing that he's one of the most powerful wizards. But I guess when it comes to being a wizard or a sorcerer, since it's all bullshit, you can kind of just declare that anyways. I guess there's nothing. I mean, how can you be the best at nothing? I don't know. Anyways,
I believe that would take a sovereign move of the gods. I do. I really do. Now, that's not to say I wouldn't try. I mean, if you come to me and say, "Man, I've got this curse put on me by my parents, Von, help me," I would probably try to help you. But to be flat out honest with you and to be flat out truthful with you, I mean, look at my eyes, look at me, to be totally truthful with you, I don't think I could lift a curse like that, because that's a generational curse. That is a curse for life. I would believe that it would probably take a sovereign move of the gods to remove a curse that powerful. I just do. All right? Never, ever tell your child that they're no good and that they're never going to amount to anything. Not even joking. Don't ever say that to a child. You're putting a generational curse on that child. You're putting a lifetime curse on that child when you do that. Words are powerful, folks. Words have meaning. Words are important. It's like I said it's like I said in that live show the other night. I swore an oath to defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign or domestic. And I meant every damn word of that oath. And I will never go back on my oath, because if I go back on that oath, if I go back on the words I say, then my words don't mean shit. My word means nothing at that point. All right? Good morning, guys. Did Brad Keene call CPS on me? I don't know. I don't give a shit. He's a loser. I mean, we pretty much got that pretty much nailed, right?
So just for those that maybe are out of the loop, a lot of this anger, this recent surge of rage that Vonhelton has been displaying comes from a hangout that he did, or a live stream. Started on Drags, went to the Geek Room. Same old song and dance. I mean, he's raging about the same stuff, but he's now, because he's been cornered on this a few times, on multiple occasions said that his First Amendment right was worth more than his kids, in a roundabout way. And he tries to have some screwed up Vonhelton logic to explain that away, why it's not just completely horrendous that he would say that. But just keep in mind, it's like nobody, and he made a video on this responding to someone too. No one is actually claiming that you have a scenario where you have to give up your First Amendment right or have your kids. What they're simply suggesting is, basically what Vonhelton is arguing is he wants his right to act like a complete fucking jackass on live streams on social media. And that's more important to him than, maybe toning it down a few notches and actually trying to get his kids back. That's the abridged version of what the root of all this is, I guess. But anyways, again, I digress. I'm sorry, folks. Let's just watch this.
But and good morning, Brian. But listen, if I go back on that oath, I'm a piece of shit at that point. My word don't mean nothing. Okay, so it's important that I maintain my oath. And what was this piece of shit garbage communist saying last night?
Just a news flash. Spoiler for Vonhelton: you've always been a piece of shit. Anyways.
And he was a communist. Let's make no mistake about it. He's a communist. Voted for Bernie fucking Sanders. All right, he's a commie. What was he saying? He was saying, oh, well, you either give up your rights under the Constitution, or CPS gets to keep the kids. Okay, well, a scenario like that's never going to fucking happen, because I just take the 9-hour drive to the Supreme Court and I get it shot down in flames. Okay, so that's never going to fucking happen. But even if it did happen, I'm going to choose the Constitution. Why? Because if I don't, let's say I choose the kids and not the Constitution, what happens? I lose the kids anyway, because the communists would just come in the dark of night and take your kids any damn way, at gunpoint even, right? Yeah, so, see, those of us that are actual purveyors of history, we know this shit.
So now he's basically arguing, why even try? Because if I give up my rights, that's all I got. Everyone's just going to turn communist and steal my kids anyway, so fuck it. They're gone. Bye.
Okay, but some fucking commie on the internet who sat at the tutelage of Bernie fucking Sanders is not going to know shit like that. He's not going to grasp that, okay? And I can't really blame him. It's not really his fault. I mean, he's lived under fucking these teachers and these professors pounding communism and socialism into his brain for 20 fucking years. So he's not. I can't really say it's 100% his fault, because it's not, right? That's all he knows. That's all he knows is a communist utopia and how everybody wants communism to take over the United States. That's what he knows. That's what he believes. And he's a product of today's generation, and that's just the way it fucking is. But I mean, but he still has a responsibility to do research and to learn the truth. But see, he won't do that, because he believes that communism is correct. He believes that Bernie Sanders, an admitted socialist, should be president of the United States. Well, that's unconstitutional, number one. And number two, what would Bernie do to the Constitution if he got in? Rip. Yeah, he'd rip the Constitution to shreds. Because that's what socialists and communists do when they take over. They destroy everything. Because they believe that the government should tell everybody what to do. That's what socialism, communism, and to a lesser extent fascism believe. They believe that. They believe that government should be all, and that the government should control all. Okay? Production, wealth, everything. The government should control it all. That's what they believe. All right, so put all the commies in a wood chipper. You said that, I didn't. Will I ever bring my YouTube channel back? No, I've got too many people out there. I mean, imagine your YouTube, all right? Imagine your YouTube, and you get 50 fucking emails saying, take down Vonhelton's channel. Well, what are you going to do? You're going to take down Vonhelton's channel, right? It's just like CPS. When CPS, comes out to the house, why are they out to my house? They're out to my house because 50 motherfuckers called them on the phone. You got to get out to Vonhelton's house right away. Them kids are going to die just any second. No, it's a fucking lie. They know it's a fucking lie.
I think it's a safe assumption that neither YouTube or Kentucky CPS makes their decisions based on pure volume. Now, YouTube, I can see in certain situations perhaps being influenced by something like that. But folks, come on.
But they got 50 motherfuckers calling them on the phone telling them to do it. Well, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to come out here and take the kids no matter what, right? Because obviously 50 people can't be wrong, right, guys? right? Yeah. That's their thinking. That is their modus operandi. Oh, well, 50 people said it, therefore it must be true. We're going to take the damn kids anyway, and then Vonhelton has to go to court to get them back. Right? Yeah, because that's what they've been doing over and over and over again. Now, let's say I get my kids back here in a few days. All right, because the 28th is almost here. Let's say I get the kids back on the 28th. I'll double dog dare you. It won't even be 2 weeks. Fucking CPS will be out here with some stupid-ass cockamamie excuse from either the frost or the fucking internet trolls. Oh, you got to take them kids. Oh, my God, them kids going to die just in a minute. Oh, my God, them kids is just so neglected, guys. And here they come. Take the fucking kids again. Well, gee, Vaughn, how do you break this cycle? There's only one way to break this cycle that I'm aware of, and that is to sue the dog shit out of Child Protective Services. And that's exactly what I'm going to do, folks. That's exactly what I'm going to do. They're going to be so fucking penniless, they won't be able to come out and harass me no more. They won't have the money. They literally will not have the money. They will literally be broke. They will not have the money to do shit.
Oh, just speaking of money, I'd like to put in perspective just Mr. Anti-Government here. Mr. Vonhelton, who's basically, for the vast majority of his adult life, has survived sucking on the government teat. Mr. Anti-Government here. Let's just put out a guesstimation of how many tens or possibly even hundreds of thousands of dollars of taxpayer money has been spent on his inability to even satisfy the basic conditions put forth by the state of Kentucky. First of all, you have the fact that they've been in the system since they were born, getting EBT cards, all the extra medical care, the formula, all that paid for, their food, the monthly everyday expenses, right? Allotments that they get for their everyday expenses. The money that it takes for every time CPS visits, the money that it takes for a foster family to take those kids into care, the money it takes to go to court over it. And nobody be fooled here, folks. I think that Ma put out money for a divorce lawyer when he was going through stuff with Mouse, but he's legal aid. He doesn't have an attorney. He thinks he has an attorney, but he's using legal aid. It's some public defender guy that he's using from the Manchester court, guaranteed. And taxpayers are paying for that. So I don't know what he thinks the benefit is to this grand government infrastructure, the very inner workings of the state government. What the benefit to this grand conspiracy against Vonhelton is. Because the price tag on this would be just astronomical at this point. I couldn't even guess. Just let that sink in.
Maybe make a phone call, but that's about it, because I'm going to own everything. I'm going to own it all. Okay, this shit's been going on for 10 years. 10 years, folks. Let that sink in for a minute. 10 years I've been harassed by CPS. All right? And I'm a model citizen. I don't even have a traffic ticket. I don't break the law. I don't even bother anybody. I leave everybody the fuck alone. Okay? So, am I going to get rich off this? Yes. Well, actually, my lawyer's going to get rich. I'm not going to get shit, probably, but I'll get enough to live on. But the lawyer will be the one who gets rich. But that's beside the point. The point is that I want to be left the fuck alone. And according to what I've heard, what I've read, and everything I know, the only way to break this fucking cycle is to sue the fuck out of CPS. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to sue the dog shit out of them. Let's remember, folks, let's back up a second. When CPS come out here to take my children this last time, what did I tell them? I said, there's no legitimate reason to take my kids. If you take my kids at this point, you are committing felony kidnapping. Right? Isn't that what I told them? Yeah. In fact, I said it 5 times. I said, this is felony kidnapping. You don't have a right to take the kids. There's nothing wrong here. Kids are not in danger. House is not dangerous. There's no problem.
Well, apparently, just to remind you, Vonhelton does believe that repetition makes things makes things manifest in the material plane. But I don't think they obviously disagree with you. And obviously the law was on their side, Vaughn. Just because you say it to be fact, you say it 100 times. I hate to break it to you, but magic's not going to save you. They took the kids. I mean, that's the reality, Vaughn. You got to get over it and do what you got to do to get them back. But I don't really think you're that interested, to be honest.
Okay, with me or anybody. What was CPS's response? We're taking them anyway. Isn't that what they said? Yeah, we're taking them anyway. And I said, wait, I don't think you understand. You're going to be committing a felony kidnapping if you take the children. We're taking them anyway. And then the police even piped up. The police over there even piped up. Yeah, we're taking them anyway. Well, see, CPS has this belief that they're above the law, but they're going to find out that they're not above the law when I sue the fuck out of them down in Frankfurt. They're going to realize that they're not above the law. And they're going to wish to God they never knew my name, because I'm literally going to own everything. You don't have the Constitution. There's nowhere in the Kentucky Constitution says the government has a right to steal your children. It's not there, folks. Trust me. Trust me. There is nowhere in the Kentucky State Constitution that says the government has a right to steal your children. Okay, it's just not fucking there. So is CPS going to get sued by me? Fuck yeah. Are they going to lose big? Fuck yeah. Because I'm going for the maximum the law will allow. And if that ends up being billions, then so be it. Thank God this isn't California, because if it was California, it'd be trillions, not billions.
Whoa.
Right? Yeah, absolutely. I can say
Billions, folks. If it was California, it would be trillions. And his mom has fucking... Well, there's fucking 6 million sitting in Ma's closet over at the double wide.
I choose the court cases. Trillions of dollars. So, but Kentucky's a poor state, so it'll only probably be billions. But you know what? That's fine. As long as CPS is bankrupt. And then I'm going to do something else too. Okay? I'm going to the Kentucky State Legislature, and I'm going to call for the constitutionality of Child Protective Services, because it is my firm belief that Child Protective Services is unconstitutional on its face. The government should not have the right to tell somebody how to live their life. The government should not have the right to tell somebody how to clean their house. The government should not have the right to tell somebody how to raise their children. I can't find it in the Kentucky State Constitution. Now, if somebody can show me that, fine, let me see it. But
So basically, Vaughn is advocating for the free abuse of children without any intervention from any outside source, right? Just let parents, if you're beating them with a fucking, whether it's a catalog or a fucking a branch you pulled off the tree or your bare hand, that's your right. Fuck the government. You know, fuck the rights of the kids. You own them, right? That's how he looks at it.
I can't find it in the Kentucky State Constitution. The government does not have the right to do shit like that. Okay, they don't. All right, so am I going to get the Kentucky State CPS struck down constitutionally? Fuck yeah, I am. Fuck yeah, I am. Watch it happen. Watch it happen. They picked the wrong motherfucker. They picked the wrong person to fuck with. Because I'm not going to play around. I'm just going to get them totally destroyed. I'm going to sue the fuck out of them and make them penniless, and then I'm going to fucking get them struck down on constitutional grounds. They're going to be ultimately destroyed. There will not be a Child Protective Services in the state of Kentucky when I get done. They just won't exist, because they're unconstitutional to begin with. Well, Vaughn, what do you do in the instance of children and shit like that? What you do is what you used to do. If you have a domestic dispute, the police take the kids, they give them to a relative, and that's how it's handled. And that's the way it was done for years. See, this CPS shit, this is a relatively new thing, folks. A lot of you don't understand that because you're young and you've always known that CPS existed. There was a time in this country we never had no communist institution called Child Protective Services. It didn't exist. Okay, it was created by leftists and communists and socialists in this country. They literally created Child Protective Services out of thin air, out of nothing. Okay, because they want the government to control people's lives. And they want them to destroy people's marriages, too, which CPS successfully did they not? Yeah, destroyed my marriage. My marriage is gone. My wife is insane. She's in an institution down in Alabama. She claims to be living with her mommy, but, yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. Especially after getting a felony charge and getting her kid taken. I think she's in jail. She's either in jail or she's in a mental institution. Take your pick. But the point is that, no, they don't have the right to steal your children. They don't have the right to tell you how to live your life. They don't have the right to tell you how to clean your house. And they don't have the right to tell you how to raise your kids. That is unconstitutional. Okay, it just is. It just flat out is. So they picked the wrong guy, because they literally will not exist when I get done with them. They literally will not exist, because I'm going to destroy them ultimately, all right? After I sue the shit out of them, and after I throw some of them in jail, of course.
So he's basically, again, advocating for his right to raise his kids in squalor. Unnecessary squalor, folks. Look, I don't care how poor you are. There's never an excuse to be fucking dirty, right? And, I mean, I'm not here to be Alice's number one advocate. I mean, she raised this. But you can tell by her place, she doesn't live like Vaughn. Right? This is unnecessary neglect, is the reason that he got his kids taken away. And he's basically making the argument that he has the right to be a shitty parent. Right? He's not defending his actions. He's just trying to rationalize them, and there's a difference. There's a big difference.
You know, then I'm going to go after them on constitutional grounds. Because the government should not have the right to steal your children, folks. Never, ever. Yet, if Daniel Boone was here right now, would Daniel Boone condone Child Protective Services? Oh, hell no. Hell no. No. Daniel Boone, Leif Erikson, Lewis and Clark, none of these people would ever condone the government coming in and stealing your children. Never. Never. Why? Because they lived under the tyranny of a king. They know what tyranny is like firsthand. There's no way in hell they would ever condone the government stealing people's kids. Never. It would never happen. Okay? If Daniel Boone was here right now, he would be fucking livid. All right? He would be ready to spit nails. Right? And that's the truth. That is the absolute fucking truth. Them heroes down at the Alamo, if they were to come here and see what Child Protective Services, oh my God, have you guys seen that video, Don't Mess with Texas CPS? Where Child Protective Services literally comes in after the woman gives birth and takes her damn kid away, and her lawyer's even there arguing with CPS. What is going on here? You don't have a right to steal babies. And CPS says we're taking it anyway. Gee, that sounds familiar. That sounds just like what they told me. So CPS believes they're above the law, folks. They actually believe that. They actually believe that they are impervious to any kind of legal legislation brought against them. Well, they're about to find out that that's not true. They're about to find out that's wrong. Okay? And that's just the way it is. What should be done in your opinion if a child is abused? Well, like I said, the way we did it in the olden days, the police would just take the children and give them to a relative until it blew over, whatever it might have been. That's how it was normally handled. See, like I said, CPS is a new thing. Okay? CPS hasn't been around forever. Okay? They're a relatively new thing. Okay?
So the CPS is unconstitutional because he argues they don't have the right to come in and take your kids until you straighten your shit up. But he's totally okay with the police showing up and taking your kids to a relative's till everything blows over. Huh.
The government should not have the power. Okay, let me back up. What is a constitution? What is it? The Constitution is a document that limits government power against the people. That is what a constitution is. Okay? So if the Constitution is therefore reversed and made to give government power over the people, it is no longer a legal document. It is no longer a justified document. Because the whole point of the Constitution is to limit the power of government on the people. That's the point of a Constitution. If it's switched, if they amend it to where that the Constitution now gives the government the power and not the people, it's no longer viable. It's no longer legitimate. And those amendments need to be struck down on constitutional grounds, whatever those amendments might be. Or you can get a supermajority to call for a new constitution to be drafted, because a constitution limits the government, not the people. And when you make amendment after amendment after amendment and you role reverse the Constitution to where now the government has all the power, it's not a legitimate Constitution at that point. Okay? You get me? You understand? And as somebody that's been studying the Constitution for damn near 20 years, I think I should know. Now, I don't claim to be an expert or anything, but I think I know what I'm talking about. All right? The purpose of a Constitution is to limit the power of government to the people. That's just the way it is. All right? Okay? So that's where we're at, guys. And but I wanted to tell you what's going on. I wanted to give you a heads up as to what's going on, because a lot of you are in the dark. A lot of you don't understand what's at stake here. You know, I was talking to somebody on the internet, and they totally did not understand what's at stake here. What's at stake here is not just about me. What's at stake here is, do people have the right to harass the fuck out of someone and drive them off the internet? Okay, I don't believe they have that right. And I believe that a court precedent needs to be set, just like we did for email. What do we do for email, folks? Remember what happened to email.
I was so shocked. I thought he was going to say it's not just about me, it's about those children. But no.
This guy was being harassed via email. He was being threatened via email. What did he do? He went to the Supreme Court and he beseeched the Supreme Court to make email the same as snail mail. And you know what? The Supreme Court agreed. And now today, if you harass somebody by email, you go to jail for a felony charge. Look it up if you doubt me. It's true. Okay, so we did this with email. So now what we need to do is we need to do it for regular internet. If you start harassing people, especially if you're getting on Skype and plotting to destroy someone's marriage, holy fuck. You should go to jail. You should go to jail for a felony. Period. That should be a law. You should not have the right to harass the fuck out of someone, especially for 20 goddamn years, 25 in some cases. What the fuck, man? No. If you're going to harass someone, it should be illegal, whether it's on the internet or whether it's in the public square. You do not have the right to harass somebody in a public square. You don't have the right to harass somebody in a public building. You should not therefore have the right to harass somebody on the internet. Makes sense, right? Okay, so we're not talking about something crazy here. We're talking about something that actually makes sense. If you can't harass someone in real life without going to jail for it, you shouldn't be able to harass someone on the internet without going to jail for it. Simple logic, okay? Simple fucking logic, all right? And that's all I'm really asking for. And so this is now morphed into something far more than just me, hasn't it? Yeah, it has. Yeah, it has. We're going to establish the fact that it is a felony to harass someone on the internet. That's what I want to do. I want to set legal court precedent that you do not have the right to harass, slander, libel, defame, or malign someone on the internet. You don't have that right. That's not a right. Because see, what are the trolls and haters saying? They're saying that that is a right. They're saying that that is free speech, that that is fair use, and that they can just slander the fuck out of anybody they want, whenever they want, however they want, destroy people's marriages, destroy people's lives. I mean, look at my situation.
No, that's not what anybody's saying. What they're disagreeing with you, that what they're doing is hate speech, and they're not slandering. Speaking truth about you is not slandering you, Vaughn. That's the argument.
They've destroyed my marriage. They've destroyed my life. They lied to my wife, told her I was going to kill her, told her to get her kid and get the hell out. Hello, Kenny KPZ, a.k.a. Warren L. Mason, you fucking piece of shit garbage.
Well, Kenny KPZ never actually said that. But anyways.
You're going to get sued, bitch. But anyway, and yes, his name has been out in public domain for over a year, so fuck you. I can say his name. Anyway, but the thing of it is, yeah, that's what needs to be done, okay? No one should be allowed to harass someone on the internet for 20 fucking years and get away with it. No one. No one should be allowed to do that shit, folks. And all these motherfuckers in these live chats and shit, they're all going to jail. If I got anything to say about it. They're for sure going to get sued. But I think they should see jail time, too. That's just my personal belief. I think they should see jail time for what they're doing. Okay? And well, Vaughn, it sounds like you set these guys up to get them to come forward with what their intentions are. Yeah, kind of. I mean, what do we hear from them? We're taking the kids because you don't deserve to have any income. Oh, well, now that's a revelation, isn't it, guys?
So it was all just a grand ruse that Vonhelton fucking had concocted. We played right into his hands. He was trying to expose us. Well played, Vonhelton. Well played.
Yeah. So we now know it's not about the goddamn kids at all, is it? No, it's about keeping me from having an income. They said so. They admitted it. Okay? So now we know their real intentions, right? Yeah. We now know their real intentions. Their real intentions is to deny me an income. It's not about the kids. It's not about... They don't give a damn about these kids. They don't give a damn about Andrea. We care so much about Andrea. They're over doing a live show calling her a slut, a whore, and everything else. They don't give a damn about Andrea. Well, Vonhelton, they converted Andrea to Christianity because they just so cared about her. No, they converted her to Christianity because they knew it would cause strife in my home. Me and Andrea were equally yoked. She was a Wiccan, and I was an eclectic pagan with Wiccan overtones. We were equally yoked. Okay, they destroyed that on purpose. Not because they cared about Andrea's soul, but because they knew it would cause strife in my home. And boy, did it cause strife. Especially when they started telling Andrea, yeah, man, you got to celebrate Easter 5 times. You got to celebrate Passover 3 times. You got to celebrate Christmas 3 times, 4 times, whatever. They started telling her these bullshit things. Behind my back, on that computer back there, is every fucking foul word they said to my ex-wife. Wait till a female judge gets those hard drives. Won't that be fun? Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Ryan says they're jealous of you. Well, maybe. I think jealousy had a part of it. I mean, what did William Blount right here on Facebook say? What did he say in JCVO's live show? He said, yeah, I was jealous of her. Yeah, I drove her crazy. Yeah, I'd do it again. I mean, this is William Blount, a.k.a. The Hippers on YouTube, saying this in a live show on JCVO's. I think it was... I want to say it was Von Live, but it might have been Blog TV. I can't remember which one. But it doesn't matter, because, I mean, we got William Blount's own words out of his own mouth, saying, fuck yeah, I would drive her insane again. Fuck yeah, I'm jealous as fuck. And just on and on and on. Okay, so yeah, we did get that out of him. We did get that information out of him. So yeah, jealousy is a part of it. I mean, look at the pictures when Andrea first got here, how thin and emaciated was, and how boyish she looked. And then look at the pictures after I got done with her and how she had beautiful long hair. She was more confident about herself. She was happy. She was, she felt good about herself.
After I got done with her. You guys catching this shit? Wow. And he also took her off her medication to manipulate her and keep her thin. Similar to the accusations about his mom's medication. Obviously, well, maybe to keep her thin and attractive too. I don't know.
And then just when things were going great, here comes the fucking trolls. And then the trolls find out that CPS will literally do their bidding. And then everything just went to shit after that, didn't it? Yeah. Warren L. Mason gets on the internet and contacts a doctor in Tennessee. Said, you got to get up to Kentucky right away, doctor. Them kids is going to die. You got to get up there and save them kids. And she did. She left a very lucrative practice in Tennessee to come up here to get into pediatrics here in Manchester, which she actually did. So yeah, these people did a very evil thing. And what was Andrea's crime? Oh, she come up here and wanted to be my wife and give me children. Well, God, that's not horrible. That's not horrible at all. That's a good thing. So what did they do that for? Jealousy, spite. Just because they could. That what did they used to say all the time? We did it for the lulz. L-U-L-Z. Well, you know what happens when you Google L-U-L-Z? Yes, you find the normal definition where it stands for laughter, but you also find another definition for L-U-L-Z, which implicates demonic activity. Oh, Bon, you're exaggerating. Google it. Google it. I double dog dare you. But don't use Google. Use Lycos or Bing or DuckDuckGo or something else. Don't use Google because Google will hide that shit. But use a search engine other than Google and look at L-U-L-Z. Look it up. It actually has demonic overtones to it. And at first I didn't want to believe that. I said, oh, you guys are exaggerating. They said, no, Google it. Look it up. And I looked it up and I was like, holy shit. Okay, so there's demonic shit going on here in there. Yeah, evil shit. Real evil. Real legitimate evil going on. All right. And like I said, it dovetails and circles back around to what I was saying earlier. They're putting curses on me. You're never going to see your kids again. You're never going to be financially independent. You're never going to make anything of yourself. You're never going to be able to walk again. You're never going to be able to sing again. You're never going to be able to do anything again. Isn't that what I've had put on me? Yeah, I've had curses put on me several times, haven't I? When I broke all my toes, what did they say? You'll never walk again. Or if you do walk, it'll be with a limp. Am I walking with a limp today? No. No. When I had all my teeth extracted, what did they say? You'll never sing again. Your singing is over, Vaughn. You'll never sing again. Well, I'm doing karaoke, aren't I? Okay, so I beat the odds. The old Molly Hatchet song, Beating the Odds. I beat the odds, didn't I? Because what are they saying? They're putting curses on me. They're saying I'll never...
Or there's no curses, and you're just full of bullshit. What's more likely, folks? I mean, anyone that's been following Vonhelton for any length of time has watched him utterly, gloriously. The only thing he has actually succeeded at is failing. I mean, he is a spectacular failure. So what is more likely, that he's been beating the odds and actually winning, or there were never curses and he's just full of bullshit? What do you guys think?
I'll never make it. I'll never do anything. Well, they're wrong. They're wrong. And I'm telling you, if you want to side with the right horse, you better be siding with me, because these guys are all going down. They're all going downhill. They just don't know it yet. And in fact, what are they doing on the internet? I'll never stand in front of a judge. I'll never be held responsible for my actions. Isn't that what they're saying on the internet? Yeah, that's what they're saying. I'll never be held responsible for anything I've done to the Vonhelton family. Isn't that what they're saying? Yeah. We can harass anybody we want, whenever we want, however we want. No, you can't. The only reason you're able to do it now is because nobody enforces. And that's another thing. Had YouTube simply enforced their terms of service 10 years ago, 15 years ago, would this even be happening today? No, it wouldn't. YouTube actually has a policy against harassment on their service. They do. They really do. Okay, so when Secular Opinion and Kitty KPZ and all these other cats, when they started harassing me with these channels they created, where was YouTube? Where were they? Oh, they were hiding under their desk. I luckily was able to get Secular Opinion's channel actually taken down. And you know what? That piece of shit Canadian garbage, he went and whined and cried, "Oh, I want my channel back, YouTube. I want my channel back." And YouTube gave it back to him. And what is his channel, folks? Oh, his channel is 119 hate videos about Vonhelton. Somebody he does not know, somebody he has never met, and somebody that has never done anything to him. Isn't it? Have I ever met this clown? Fuck no. He lives in Canada. I've never met him.
Oh, except for like giving out my docs, getting my work harassed, getting my family harassed, claiming I was a draft dodger. My name was David Sandlin, threatening to put my personal information on gay websites, telling people to mass flag videos before they were even released. Just to name a few. Oh, and the mob hit. He threatened me with the mafia. That he was actually going to have me killed. But he hasn't done anything, folks. He hasn't done anything to me.
Okay? 119 videos, folks. Now, he might have some of them hidden by now, because he's a piece of shit. He's a coward. I mean, what are bullies traditionally, folks? They're actually cowards. You suck them in the fucking nose just one time, they'll leave you alone. Guaranteed. Because that's what bullies are. They're essentially cowards. All right? But anyway, but I have a beautiful singing voice. I don't know. Well, thank you, Ryan. I appreciate that. I don't know if I agree sometimes. I'm good with some songs. I'm not so good with others, but well, that's for a matter of discussion. But anyways, that's just it. I just wanted to, kind of bring you all up to speed as to what's happening with these live hangouts and all that. And, and as usual, they're a bunch of commie bastards and America hating and, and all that, even though America's the one that's making them rich, or America's the one that's giving them opportunities, what are they doing? They're hating on America anyway. Well, see, that's stupid. I would never hate a country that gives me so much opportunity. I could never hate a country like that. But somehow in their twisted communist mind, socialist mind, they actually believe that.
Yet you made video after video calling Obama everything from fucking a devil, to worse, as that administration was feeding your baby. I just think, I know it's state, but come on, this guy rails against the government every chance he gets, but he lives off the government. Oh, the irony.
They actually believe that America is the enemy. Even though America is giving them all this opportunity, America is giving them all kinds of breaks and chances and shit, but they still want to get behind a podium and trash America anyway. I don't understand it. I can't wrap my mind around that, man. If America made me rich, the last thing I would fucking do is go to Europe and get behind a podium and trash talk it. That'd be the last thing I do. Well, isn't that what these guys do? Yeah. They go to Europe, get behind a podium. Oh, America sucks. America's evil. America's this. America's that. And America was what made them rich. America is what gave them the opportunity to become an actor, or to become a politician, or to become whatever. And then they fly to Europe and stand behind a podium and trash talk the very country that made them who they are and gave them all that opportunity. I could never do that. I could never do that with a clear conscience. But see, maybe that's it. Maybe it's because I do have a clear conscience. Maybe that's why I could never do it, right? Yeah. All right, anyway, I've bloviated enough. Ryan says I have a beautiful singing voice like a blue jay. Oh, gosh. I don't know about that. But anyway, guys, y'all have a pleasant day and a better tomorrow. Bye. How do I get over there?
There we are, folks. Curses. It's all black magic. It's everybody else's fault. Predictable. But there's a few nuggets of lulz in there. It's all a curse, folks. It's all a curse. So I just thought we'd have a little sit down tonight. If nothing else was going on, we'd have a little round table about that one. So, folks, I do want to put it out there. I have binded spells and reversed hexes. So if anybody is feeling the effects of a Vonhelton hex, please contact the trolls, haters, naysayers. Folks, please thumb up the video. I appreciate you watching. We'll take a gander at some of the other offerings Vonhelton's put out, and I'm sure by the next Weirdo Wonderland there'll be lots of events to cover. So keep your eyes open, keep that ear to the ground. Till next time. Thanks for watching.